Consider using a yoga mat for comfort. Pose number 1. Supta Buddha Konasana with roll under sacrum and feet. This pose is a helpful one to take and gives the body a chance to relax and also open up, and is an excellent preparatory pose for a number of different poses. Exhale and lower your back torso toward the floor. First, leaning on your hands. Once you are leaning back on your forearms, use your hands to spread the back of your pelvis and release your lower back and upper buttocks through your tailbone. If tight joints make hip openers difficult, use an yoga blocks or roll a blanket and slip it under your knees for more support in this pose. Duration time for this pose recommended 5 to 10 minutes. Pose number 2, Vajrasana. Start by kneeling on the floor. Pull your knees and ankles together and point your feet in line with your legs. The bottoms of your feet should face upward with your big toes touching. Exhale as you sit back on your legs. Your buttocks will rest on your heels and your thighs will rest on your calves. Put your hands on your thighs and adjust your pelvis slightly backward and forward until you are comfortable. Breathe in and out slowly as you position yourself to sit up straight by straightening your spine. Use your head to pull your body upward and press your tailbone toward the floor. Straighten your head to gaze forward with your chin parallel to the floor. Position your hands palms down on your thighs with your arms relaxed. If you bother ankle pain, consider putting a folded blanket or other uniform padding under your shins. Position the blanket so your toes hang off the back. And for your knee pain, consider placing a rolled or folded blanket or towel across your calves and tucking it behind your knees. Some benefits of Vajrasana also include aiding in digestion, relieving or preventing constipation, straightening pelvic muscles. Be in this position for 30 seconds and you can repeat it for 3 times. Pose number 3, Baddha Vajrasana with chair. Find a chair with a hollow back to it. Sit sideways into it, pressing your left hip into the back. Line the feet as well as the knees. Better yet, grab a block and place it between the knees. This way, you'll see the alignment in both of your legs as you go. On the inhale, lift up through the spine towards the ceiling. As you turn to face the chair back, grab hold of the chair back with the right hand as you press the palm of the left hand against the other side. Again, inhale as you lengthen the spine, and on the exhale, twist to the left. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the sternum and relax the abdomen. Lengthen the sides of the trunk as you move your back ribs in and up, in a circular motion towards the upper front ribs. Breathe 4 to 6 breaths, continuing to extend the spine on the inhales and to twist deeper into the posture on the exhales. Come back and change sides, shifting the right hip to the chair back. Repeat on the other side. Benefits are tones and stretches the spinal muscles, relieves stiffness in the neck and shoulders, relieves arthritis in the lower back, tones the abdominal muscles, improves digestion and relieves rheumatism in the knees, aids in digestion, relieving constipation and stimulate the pancreas and insulin secretion, thus helping with diabetic disorders. Also good for relieving stress. Do it for each side for 1 minute. Pose number 4. Ardha Uttanasana with palms on support, feet apart. Using a wall is a good warm-up and preparation for Ardha Uttanasana. It can help increase flexibility in the wrists, front body and back legs, while building up strength in the shoulders, back and lower body. Face the wall and stand in Tadasana with your feet hip distance apart. If your wrists are flexible, place your palms onto the wall at hip height with your fingers spread towards the ceiling. If this is uncomfortable and your fingers are strong enough, you can also try pressing your fingertips onto the wall. Step back until your heels are slightly further away from the wall than your hips. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart. Press into the four corners of your feet. Open your torso. Broaden your shoulder blades and lower your front body until you come into a flat back position with your elbows straight and ears in line with your upper arms. Look down. Keep pressing into the wall with your hands and into the floor with your feet. Send your shoulders away from the ears and roll your inner thighs slightly. Keep this pose in 1 minute for each repetition. Pose number 5. Mountain. This pose is about experiencing balance in your body. Hotchkiss says it can help improve your posture and alignment. Stand or sit with your feet parallel and the bases of your big toes touching. If it feels hard to balance, bring your feet to hip width apart. Try to align the back of your head with your shoulder blades and hips. Extend your arms at your sides, fingertips reaching toward the floor and palms facing forward. Slowly inhale and exhale. Repeat. Pose number 6. Cat-cow. We need movement in our spines, Hotchkiss says, and this flowing pose creates it. It provides a soothing stretch for your shoulders and upper back too. If you are doing this pose in a wheelchair, see below and lock the wheels before starting. Get on all fours as if you were going to crawl, with your shoulders aligned over your wrists and your hips aligned over your knees. Slowly inhale as you curve your lower back, bringing your head and pelvis toward the ceiling. Slowly exhale as you arch your back, pulling your abdominals toward your spine as your head and pelvis point toward the floor. Repeat. Also, you can do it in a chair. Sit down with your feet wide apart on the floor and place your hands on your thighs, just above your knees, elbows slightly bent. If you are in a wheelchair with a backrest, you'll get a deeper stretch if you scoot forward a bit so your back isn't supported. Inhale as you lower your chin toward your chest. Reach your hands forward and arch your upper back as if your shoulders are being pulled forward. Exhale as draw your shoulder blades together, arching your back as your hands return to a starting position. Repeat. Pose number 7. Sphinx. Bending backward energizes you, Hotchkiss says, while providing a soothing stretch for the muscles in the front of your torso. Only bend back as far as is comfortable. If the recommended position feels like too intense of a stretch, place your hands slightly further in front of you. Lie face down with your legs extended and hip width apart. Position your elbows under your shoulders. Place your forearms and palms on the floor, parallel to each other. Inhale as you lift your upper torso and head. Hold this position for a few breaths and then slowly lower your head and torso to the floor. Pose number 8, Virabhadrasana or warrior number 2. This pose stretches the muscles of the legs, arms, and core. It also challenges your balance and stretches the shoulders and lower body. If you are doing this pose in a wheelchair, like the wheels before starting. Stand with your feet wide apart and your right foot pointing right. Bend your right knee, aligning it over your right foot as you keep your left leg straight. Raise your arms to the shoulder height out to your sides in a T with palms facing the floor. Turn your head to the right, glancing over your right fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Hold the pose for several breaths and then straighten your right knee. Repeat on the opposite side. Also, you can do it in a chair. Sit at the front edge of the seat with your legs spread wide apart. Extend your left leg to the left with toes pointing forward. Bend your right knee and place your right foot on the floor with toes pointing to the right. Your right knee should be aligned over your right ankle or slightly behind it. Raise your arms to shoulder height out to your sides in a T with palms facing the floor. Turn your head to the right, glancing over your right fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Hold the pose for several breaths and then repeat on the opposite side. And the last pose, Shavasana. This is usually a final pose in a yoga sequence because it's so relaxing. But if you are just starting out, don't be afraid to make it the only pose you do. Shavasana is accessible to anyone. Hotchkiss says, you can even do it in bed. Lie face up with your legs extended and hip width apart. Place a pillow under your knees if this position strains your lower back. Extend your arms down at your sides with your palms facing the ceiling. Close your eyes. Slowly inhale and then slowly exhale. Repeat 10 to 15 minutes.